Hello everyone, I'm Amy. I'm just going to kind of go over a lot of the stuff that I do every single day in my job and just show you some examples of the things I see and what I look for. So basically what I do on a daily basis is I will proactively look through commercial sex websites to look for the different ads so I can ID the females and try to ID their traffickers. And then I also will creep on social media in order to ID them, which I'm going to show you some information that I find on social media that's interesting. And then I'll put a tip together and send it off to the detectives that we work with. And then after we charge someone, I go through the phone dumps and analyze the phone dumps that we get, which is really helpful for the cases that we do. And then I also will help prep some of the bigger cases for trial. So I proactively look into these cases because reactive is more when police get like a call out on something and just any kind of tips from hotel staff or anything like that, and then they get called out. So a lot of the agencies don't have resources like analysts where they can look proactively, but we need to start doing that with a lot of the human trafficking cases. We work really closely with our juvenile division, which is really nice because if there's a runaway, they will call me right away and just let me know the name of the person who ran away, and then I'm able to look on social media and the websites that I'm on every day to try to ID them and see if we can find them. There was one instance a couple years ago where we were able to recover a 13-year-old who ran away that was already posted on Backpage within like, I think 24 hours of her running away. So it's nice to be able to have someone on there every single day, which is what I do, and being able to look through it. I was tasked with going through Backpage.com. Does everyone know what Backpage.com is? Most of you? You can sell things, anything. They used to have it where there was an escort section. So in 2016, when I first started this, we kind of wanted to see what the problem was, if it was an issue around this area, what to expect. So I was tasked with going on Backpage.com just in the Twin Cities area every single day, going through every single ad that was posted on each day, and IDing them and just seeing what numbers we were kind of working with to see if it was a real problem or not. So when we first started, Imran and I were talking about it, and we're like, oh, it's just going to be maybe a few hundred ads a month, right? Not a big deal. I can go through those every day. How many ads do you think I went through in 2016? Just on one website and just in the Twin Cities area. Throw out some numbers. What?
40,000.
Okay, anyone else? In 2016, I went through 74,273 ads. So that just shows you right there how big of an issue it is because everything's online now. So we basically go through all those, and they went through a thing in January of 2017, they shut down their escort section. So it was all over the news where they thought sex trafficking was going to go away. It's not going to be a problem anymore because they shut down their escort section. And they actually just moved into their dating section and massage section. So we went through all the ads, same thing in 2017. And do you think it increased or decreased? So I went through 99,968 ads in 2017. And then in 2018, they shut Backpage down, so now we just have a list of other websites that I go through every single day to go through and ID the females and try to find traffickers. That's just kind of a smaller list of some of the main ones that I go through. And then there's also the apps that we have to look at with children's phones and stuff too, because they do a lot of recruitment through the different apps like Facebook and Instagram. Snapchat's a really bad one where people can send pictures of themselves and they get them off of there. Any of the dating sites, a lot of traffickers will find younger females on dating sites also and try to recruit them that way. Just some signs to look for victims would be a history of sexual abuse, physical abuse. If they're a runaway, a lot of times there will be an older boyfriend who basically does everything for them. He holds all the money, he does all the talking, buys her fancy items like purses and clothes and stuff that she normally wouldn't have, just some of those things to look for. Substance abuse is a big one for victims also. They need to keep their high, so they keep going out and they get drugs from the trafficker to keep doing it. And then gang involvement is a big one that we've seen also. So a lot of people ask us if the victims usually know they're traffickers or not. And PolarisProject.org is actually a really good website if you want any information or statistics on this kind of information. They did a study just to see kind of if they knew they're traffickers or not, and it ended up being 57% of the females knew they're traffickers. They were either a husband, boyfriend, family member, a friend, anything like that. So they did know who they were. And then the average age for a female to get into this type of work is usually 13 to 20, they usually say. So we've seen anywhere from like 12 and up. I'm going to show you just some examples of some of the things that I find on social media, which is really helpful for our cases that we do. The picture on the far left, there's a female that we were looking at because she was posted up on Backpage. And she is having a power lunch with this male. And we were looking at him for a completely separate case. So we found on her Facebook one day that she was having a power lunch with him. So then we knew they were connected that way, and we were able to look into that case a little bit further that way. The picture in the middle, a female posted on her Facebook, and she was saying that she was out having a fun weekend with her boyfriend, and that same hotel room and her were posted up on Backpage at the exact same time that she had posted it on her Facebook. So we were able to find out who the trafficker was, her boyfriend, and work on that case. Imran really likes the bedspread and carpet in this picture, so we always have to say that too. And then the far right picture is just a female that was posted that was on her ad on the, I think that one was from Backpage. It's just once we look at all the pictures, we're able to see with the backgrounds if they're in a hotel or if they're at an apartment or where they're located. And a lot of the hotels we've been in around Washington County, and we're able to know what hotel it is right when we look at the picture and do kind of like an undercover recovery, talking to them and then getting them recovered. Okay, skip one. Money. The traffickers will put money all over their social media because they're trying to recruit people and show them how awesome their lifestyle is, and they always have the money. If you look at the picture on the left, the male is holding all the money, not the female. So that is an indicator right there of obviously he's a trafficker. And then the far right picture is a Start Your Own Business book that was taken out of the St. Paul Library. And the trafficker we were looking at had posted it on his Facebook page, but he had a fake name on his Facebook page. So the law enforcement were able to get a warrant for the St. Paul Library, and he had obviously taken the book out in his own name. So we're able to get it that way, which is helpful for us. These are just some memes that people post on their Facebook. The one on the far left, it says, "Real bitches be like, here you go, daddy." A lot of the females will say that they don't have a trafficker, but if they're posting stuff like that on their Facebook or social media, then we obviously know there's someone involved, because why would they post something like that if there wasn't? And then the middle one, you have a broken heart plus money equals the heart is fixed. You have the money. High-risk victims we see a lot. The far left picture is from a female we were looking at. She had checked in on her Facebook for her mental health, at her mental health reception. And we found out that she was pending a conservatorship and her IQ was below 40. So those are some of the females that we really want to help because they obviously need the help to get out of the life. The middle one, a female had posted her ER discharge paperwork saying that she's never going back to him, and this was on his Facebook, and she had tagged him, so we knew who her trafficker was, and he had beat her up and she had gone to the hospital. And then the far right is just a photo from a female we were looking at that has track marks, so if we see if they have track marks and drug abuse and stuff, we look into that also. Branding is huge. Has anyone ever seen branding? So the trafficker will brand their females, basically, and with their name or their nickname or initials. And in one of the pictures, the far right one, I think, you can see there's a crown over his name. It means ownership. So if you ever see that, it's usually on like the breast or neck area, so it's visible for other people to see, so they know that they have someone else. And then age is a huge one. We're able to look at backgrounds of different pictures of like bedrooms and stuff and know that they're a younger female or just their body type. And then the middle picture is a 2-for-1 special was posted, and we were able to recover those females for a 2-for-1 special.
You said the crown or like the tattoos and stuff. Wouldn't that be like an obvious sign that people would just notice, like, oh my gosh, you're being trafficked? Or is it not that obvious?
I feel like if you don't know about it, you wouldn't think about it. Like a lot of people get, I mean, their boyfriend or husband's name and put stuff, who knows, but it does mean ownership, so I think a lot more people that are aware of it know that now. Use of children, we don't know why they do that, but we found some of these on traffickers' social media pages, really sad. And then gang is really helpful if we look through their social media and know that they're in a gang. So if law enforcement has to go out to recover a victim, they know who they're dealing with traffickers and stuff, if they're gonna need more assistance or not when they go out on a call. So once I go through all of that stuff, go through social media, go through all the different other databases that I have to get all information that I can, I put a tip together and then I send it off to the detectives that we work with. So they have all this information right in an email, and they can start doing their undercover communications with the female and set up a date and go from there. This is one that I did a few years ago. I found this female back page. She looked really young. She had bruising, so I started looking into her. What I was able to do is pull the phone number from the ad that I found and put it in Facebook, and it pulled up her Facebook page. So I was able to start looking into her that way. And then I'm able to ID the female or the trafficker from her Facebook page. So here on the left side is the ad that she had posted up on Backpage, and you can see the obviously bruising right there. And then going to her Facebook page, she would post a bunch about her son, a bunch of just kind of selfie pictures, and then all of a sudden I found a picture of just a male that she had just tagged in, and I'm like, well, that's kind of different from what she has been posting. So I looked into his Facebook page and found out that he was taking selfies, had money all over, and he also wrote a book called Pimping to the Core when he was in prison. So we started looking into him, realizing that he's trafficking her, and of course we had to buy the book off of Barnes & Noble because we're like, who writes a book? It's just crazy. So I have the book here. I'll pass it around so you guys can take a look at it. The crazy thing is, it was in the family section at Barnes & Noble when we ordered it. So we're like, okay, not cool. But just a little thing from one of his, he's crazy. A true pimp is a hunter. He targets his prey like a great white shark, believing there's a whore in every woman. So this guy is a really cool guy. Obviously not, but I'll pass this around so you guys can look at it and just see what it's all about. So then we weren't able to get that trafficker off of the one we were working on. But we found out that a couple months later he was arrested in St. Paul for raping a 14-year-old. So now he's in prison for that. And then the female that we were looking into to ID, she sadly moved down to Iowa and was shot. We don't know exactly what happened. If she just didn't get out of the life and that happened, it's just really sad and just dangerous. And then we go to the demand. So we have to do something about the demand, right? Because otherwise there's not gonna be the supply if we don't have the demand. So if you have to pay someone, it means that they don't wanna have sex with you. Just kinda keep that in your mind. And no female wakes up and wants to have sex with 10 guys a day. It just, no one does. So they're either really high or they have a trafficker making them do it. So we do some demand ops where we are undercover and the police are pretending to be a 15-year-old. And I go along with those because then I can ID the people that are texting in, the sex buyers. So I can ID them before they come, and we know who is coming before they even get there, and they're able to arrest them. And we do those demands as much as we can. And these are just some of the pictures of some of the males that have been arrested just in Washington County for the juvenile sex buyers.